أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, today we continue from قال والأمر مجزوم أبدا. We continue from فعل أمر, the imperative verb or the command verb. He says قال والأمر مجزوم أبدا. والأمر مجزوم أبدا is from the text of أجرومية, not the shar. So it's saying that والأمر مجزوم أبدا, and فعل أمر is always مجزوم. Okay, somewhere also you will learn that فعل أمر is always مبني. Okay, he says وعرفتم الجزم فيما سبق إذا كان. So if you should hear somebody saying فعل أمر is مبني, فعل ماضي is مبني, فعل أمر is مبني, it is no problem. But here, and looking at the fact that he is saying مجزوم أبدا, means that it is مبني على السكون أصلا. It is just a difference of language. والأمر مجزوم أبدا, I basically والأمر مبني على السكون أبدا. That is basically it. Okay. But then sometimes, depends on the fi'l amr, who it is commanding. If you are commanding a lady, the jazm is said that the noon that comes after the yai, al-mukhataba, will go. If you should say anti tazhabina, and you want to say go, you want to command the lady, you say idhabi. The noon at the end, you will say idhabina. So the noon will go. That is jazm in the mudari form. Like you say tazhabina, then you say lam tazhabi. So the jazm of the mudari of tazhabina is by taking off the noon. So in the amr, we can say that the fi'l amr is mabni on what the mudari form of the verb is majzoom by. Okay, this will become very, very clear as we move on. It says, وَالْأَمْرُ مَجْزُومٌ أَبَدًا عَرَفْتُمُ الْجَزْمَ فِيمَا سَبَقَ. You've already known what jazm is. You already know what jazm is. إِذَا كَانَ, so, but he is still coming to explain. إِذَا كَانَ آخِرُهُ, أي إِذَا كَانَ آخِرُ الْفِعْلِ حَرْفًا صَحِيحًا, if the ending of a verb is a consonant, not a vowel, like alif, waw, yai, not those letters, those weak letters. Juzima bisukun. If a verb comes with a strong ending, it is majzoom with sukun. You just give it sukun. Like lam yadhhab, lam ya'kul, lam yashrab. It ends in sukun. إذا كان آخره حرف علة, if its ending is harf illah, it's a weak letter, alif, waw, yai, juzima bihazfi harf al-illati, it is made majzoom by deleting the weak letter. إذا كان من الأفعال الخمسة, if it is part of the 5 verbs, يذهبان, تذهبان, يذهبون, تذهبون, تذهبين, these 5 forms of verbs, juzima bihazfi noon. And I think the af'al al-khamsa too, we've already seen them. It is also majzoom by taking off the noon. So you have cases here. If a verb ends with a strong letter, then it ends with skun if it is majzoom. And if the verb ends with a weak letter, you delete the weak letter to make it majzoom. If it is part of the 5 verbs, then you make it majzoom by taking off the noon, because all the 5 verbs end with noon. So you just delete the noon to make it majzoom. Okay. Don't forget to be making notes of things that are not in the book. Anything that is not in the book, you make a note of it so that you never forget. Okay. Also, you can refer to it anytime need be. إذا كان متصلا به نون التوكيد. This command verb we are talking about, if it is متصلا بنون التوكيد, if it is attached to noon of emphasis, فإنه يبنى على الفتح. In that case, it becomes مبني على الفتح. Okay. يقول المؤلف, the author says, Rahimahullah, may Allah have mercy on him. Now this Rahimahullah in between 2 dash like that is Jumla i'tiradiyya. We call them Jumla i'tiradiyya. Al-Amru majzumun. That is what the author says the command verb is majzoom. فَإِنْ قَالَ قَائِلٌ. If somebody should say, مجزوما والجزم إنما يكون في المعربات. If somebody should say, you said majzoom, but then al-jazm يكون في المعربات, it's only found in the mu'rabat. Mu'rabat is those that changes, those whose endings changes. وفعل الأمر مبني, and فعل الأمر is mabni, as I started with, is indeclinable. قال ابن مالك, Ibn Malik has said in Alfiya, وفعل أمر ومضي بنيا. أي فعل أمر and فعل ماضي, both are mabni, both are indeclinable. So how is this author saying that it is majzoom? Okay. نقول له, we say to him, إن ابن آجروم خالفك في هذا. Ibn Ajrum went on a different side في هذا, on this note, لأنه يرى أن فعل الأمر مؤرب, because he sees that فعل الأمر is مؤرب. He doesn't consider the command verb as مبني. وليس مبنيا, it is not مبني. فيرى أنكم, for him, he sees that the command verb kum فعل أمر مجزوم وعلامة جزمه السكون. That is how he will do his i'rab. That is how some schools of thought have taken it. I think that is from the people of Kufa. I just think so. You find that difference also, the explanation of that difference also in Tanqih al-Azhariyya. When you look at al-Mabni wal-Mu'rab, I think, he explains the difference there too, about the Kufiyun wal-Basriyun. Okay. Some are thinking that Fi'l Amr is not Mabni, but rather it is Mu'rab. How? They say that the Fi'l Amr, okay, this author will explain it, so let's just go with his text. It says, وَبَعْضُهُمْ يَقُول, some of them say, أي بعضهم هنا أي بعض العلماء يقولون, some scholars say, and when you use the ba'd and kullu and those kind of plural, but they are unit words, you can give them singular verbs. As he says here, وَبَعْضُهُمْ يَقُول, أي ba'd is in the sense of it here, looks to refer to plural, but then he says يَقُول, it is a same language. Okay. وَبَعْضُهُمْ يَقُول إِنَّهُ عَلَى تَقْدِيرِ لَامِ الْأَمْرِ. Some of them will say that the kum here, the sukun on the kum is actually alama, not alama of bina, but alama of i'rab. It is a sign of i'rab, not that of indeclinable, not an indeclinable sign. How? They are saying that it was caused by lam al-amr. And we know that among the letters or the articles that causes a verb to become majzoom, we have lam al-amr, we have lam, we have la an-nahiya, and then we have lamma. which means yet to. Now, this lam al-amr, it causes something to be a present tense verb to be majzoom. Like I tell you, litakul, litakul. I'm commanding you to eat, but I'm using the present tense form, litakul. In that case, the present tense verb will end in skun. Litajlis, it is ending in skun because of lam al-amr, and this lam al-amr comes to make the present tense verb command. So this school of thought that is saying that the command verb is majzoom and not mabni ala sukun, they are saying that the command verb is actually from the present tense verb which is attached to lam al-amr. And I think it is a long explanation. It is rather better to say that it is mabni. It is better for us to go with the school of thought that say that it is mabni. Why? Let's look at the explanation of these people and you see how cumbersome it is. He says the kum, the skun there is ala taqdir lam al-amr. It is caused by a hidden lam al-amr, a command lam. Yani, meaning litakum. So kum actually is litakum. So here, this author trying to make it easy, he says ala kulli halin al-khilafu shibhu lafzi. In any case, the difference here is just a difference of pronunciation, words, not terminologies, kind of. Get it? Okay. I think there is a specific expression for this shibhu lafzi. Inshallah, we will find it and then you will see how it's a very nice expression like that. He says, وَلَيْسَ هُنَاكَ فَرْقٌ إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ نَقُولُ, there is no difference, but we are saying that فعل الأمر is مبني إما على السكون أو على حذف حرف العلة أو على حذف النون أو على الفتح فهذه أربعة. He says that there is no actual difference, just that we are saying that فعل أمر is مبني على السكون, and he is saying that فعل أمر is مجزوم. So according to our i'rab, فعل أمر is majzoom, is mabni at times ala sukun, at times is mabni ala hazfi harf al-illa. When you are commanding with a verb that ends with weak letter, like when you have alqa, to throw, he threw. And also you want to command somebody to throw, you say alqi. Alqi, you take off the ending. Jara, you say ijri, you take off the ending. So that is why we say مبني فعل أمر مبني على حذف حرف الإلة. Then we have مبني على الفتح. فعل أمر also becomes مبني على الفتح in cases if it is attached to نون التوكيد. You will come to see that too. And then, so it has 4 endings. فعل أمر has 4 endings. You will have it at times مبني على السكون, at times مبني على حذف النون, at times مبني على حذف حرف العلة, at times مبني على الفتح. Okay. And then we come to shibhu lafzi. As I said, I will just look at it. It's semi-verbal. So he's saying that the difference is taking you back a bit. The difference between those who say the kum and the i'rab of the kum or i'rab of fi'l amr, some are saying that it is mabni, some are saying that it is rather mu'rab and it is majzoom ala taqdir lam al-amr. He's saying that the difference is ala kulli hal al-khilafu shibhu lafzi. The difference is semi-verbal, not really to the core. It's just about the pronunciations and the terminologies we attach to it. Okay, now let's go on. It says, فَإِذَا قُلْتَ, if you should say, he said, if you should say, فَإِذَا فإذا قلت لشخص if you should say to somebody اضرب هذا مبني على السكون, that is مبني على السكون. Now why I said that we should go with the mabni is that if you say it is mu'rab and it is majzoom, you are now going to explain that it is majzoom ala taqdir lam al-amr. And then when you say it is ala taqdir lam al-amr, you didn't just bring the lam al-amr. Please cast your eyes to the verb he used, yani litakum, where he said litakum. Now you look at litakum, let's say it is ala taqdir lam al-amr. So the lam was hidden or from the taw. Again, they will tell you that the taw is harf mudari. It is a harf that comes to tell us that the verb is mudari. Okay, how come we got kum? They will tell you again that huzifat ta, the ta was deleted لألا نختلط بين المضارع والأمر, so that we do not mix between the present tense and the command. Because if the taw is still there, takum, it will still look like mudari because taw is harf mudari. So they say that the lam is hidden and the ta was deleted so that we will have kum. It does, the command form doesn't mix up with. What is this stressful? Why not just say kum is fi'l amr mabni ala sukun in that case and you are free? Okay. So he says down here, وَإِذَا قُلْتَ اتَّقِ اللَّهِ, if you should say to someone, اتَّقِ اللَّهِ, هَذَا مَبْنِيٌّ عَلَى حَذْفِ حَرْفِ الْعِلَّةِ الْيَاءِ. So the first one we had اضرب, which was مبني على السكون. The second one اتقي is فعل أمر مبني على حذف حرف العلة الياء, because it is actually اتقي يتقي ويتقي الله with yai. Then we have ittaqi. So the yai has been deleted because the yai is a weak letter, and we've said that forming the command verb, you delete the weak letter at the end if it ends with a weak letter. Yes, وَإِذَا قُلْتَ اضْرِبَنَّ زَيْدًا عَلَى الْفَتْحِ لِاتصَالِهِ. So here اضْرِبَنَّ is fi'l amr مبني على الفتح. Why? لِاتصَالِهِ بِنُونِ التَّوْقِيد, because it comes into contact with noon of emphasis, الثقيلة, with shadda. زَيْدًا, اضْرِبَنَّ زَيْدًا, بالزيد, زيد of course is مفعول به. وَإِذَا قُلْتَ قُومُوا عَلَى حَذْفِ النُّونِ, if you say قُومُوا, you are commanding the people, قُومُوا إِلَى صَلَاتِكُمْ. قُومُوا is فعل عمر مبني على حذف النون. That is how we say it. إذن يبنى فعل الأمر على واحد من أربعة أشياء. فعل الأمر is made construct or is constructed on one of four things. السكون, الفتح, حرف الإلا, حذف النون. These are the four case endings of the command verb. وعلم أن الأمر مضارع مجزوم حذف منه حرف المضارع. Look at it. This is the explanation he brought here. He said, know that the command verb أن الأمر مضارع is a present tense verb مجزوم, that is مجزوم, ends with sukun. حذف منه حرف المضارع, the حرف مضارع has been taken off. فمثلا ائت بفعل مضارع مجزوم من قام. So you bring the fi'l mudari, you form the fi'l mudari from qama, and then you have lam yakum. احذف منه حرف المضارع, delete the harf mudari from it, which is the yai, you delete it from yakum, then you have kum. And it says هات فعل أمر من خاف. خاف is خف, لأن المضارع المجزوم منه لم يخف, because the mudari majzoom is yakhaf and the yai has been taken off. So this is the explanation. فعل أمر من نام نم, لأن إذا ركبنا القاعدة قلنا في المضارع المجزوم لم ينم. He said if the command verb from nama is nam, the command verb from nama is nam. لأن إذا ركبنا, because if we should put together the قاعدة, قلنا في المضارع, we say in the present tense verb مجزوم لم ينم. We say لم ينم in the مجزوم present tense verb. احذف الياء, delete the ya, then you have nam. So they are saying that you form the present tense majzoom, then you delete the harf al-mudari, and then you have your command. Okay. Now I think this is a bit problematic. I think it's a bit problematic because it's lengthy. It's a lengthy explanation. It's a very lengthy explanation. You are now going to go about explaining that the fi'l amr is actually majzoom, and when you are asked to explain, when you say it is mabni, you are more safer than saying it is majzoom, because majzoom you need to have a lot of explanations. It's good to know the explanation and it's good to know the difference. See, it's very helpful because it also opens your understanding. You come to see where it's from and all that. Okay. So he says, okay. He says, إذن الأمر إذا أردنا أن نحرر تصريفه نقول, if the command verb, if you want to open up, we want to kind of solve its تصريف, its makeup, its formulation, we say إنه مضارع مجزوم حذفت منه ياء المضارعة. It is مضارع مجزوم and the ياء مضارع has been taken off. Okay. فعل أمر من ضرب اضرب, المضارع لم يضرب, أين الهمزة? He said, where is the hamza of اضرب? هذا لا ينقض القاعدة. He says this because we've said that the command verb is actually the mudari and the harf mudari has been taken off. Okay, now you have something like, and all that we did, we had kum, khaf, nam, and all that worked perfectly. You make the mudari, you take off the yai, but we look at something like lam yadrib, and then lam yadrib, we take out the yai, and now we have drib, because the dad is skun, and Arabic skun does not start. So he's asking that, how did we bring the alif idrib? Says ayn al hamzatu. The hamza here is talking about is hamzatul wasl, the alif in front of it. هذا لا ينقض القاعدة. This does not break down the qaida. It does not spoil the qaida, the ruling. لأن همزة الوصل يؤتى بها للتوصل إلى البدء بالساكن. لأن الهمزة الوصل, because the همزة الوصل is alif without the hamza. He said يؤتى بها, it is brought للتوصل إلى البدء بالساكن, to make beginning with sukun possible. وليست مقصودة, and it is not intended. The alif is not intended at all. It's not really a core of the word. وفي اللغة العربية, and in Arabic language, لا يمكن أن نبدأ بساكن. It's not possible for us to begin with a sukun. فماذا نصنع? So what do? ناتي بهمزة وصل. We bring a hamzة وصل, we bring alif. لأجل أن نستطيع النطق, so that we are able to pronounce. فأصل اضرب أول الفعل هو الضاد. When you check the root of idrib, when you should look at it, you realize that the root, the first letter, أول الفعل هو الضاد, is the dad. وأتينا بالحمزة, and we brought in the hamza, we brought in the alif. The usage of hamza is not really healthy. He said alif. We brought in the alif للتوصل إلى النطق بالساكن وهي الضاد. So we brought the alif to aid us to be able to pronounce it, because the dad is having sukun from yadrib. We can't take off the yai and pronounce it. So we'll have to say idrib. So the alif was brought in just for that purpose. Okay. It's أعطي فلانا كذا. Give this person so, or give this person this thing. Al-mudari yu'ti, lam yu'ti. The mudari of yu'ti is from lam yu'ti. We get lam yu'ti from yu'ti. So the harf al-illah is gone. Now, we want to make the command. Per their explanation, we delete the yai. When you delete the yai, you have ain, skun, and ta. How do you pronounce it? It's not pronounceable. You can't pronounce it. Ain al-hamza too. Where from the hamza? From the hamza we placed in front of it and we say a'ati. Where did we get it from? It says naqulu. Khuzifat min al-mudari. From the mudari, the yai was deleted. So he's saying that لأن ياء المضارعة زائدة, because the yai al-mudari'ah is an additional letter to a word. Because you see, we have a'ati is 4, so we have is 4 letters, so we have the mudari beginning with dhamma, yu'ti. Okay, and then in making the command we say a'ti. Okay, now wal hamzatu fi a'ti za'ida. The hamza in a'ti is saying is za'ida, is an additional letter. ليست من أصل الكلمة, it's not part of the root of the word. فلا يجتمع زيادتان في أول الكلمة. 2 ziyada cannot come in front of a word. So we have the root of the verb being a'ta. A'ta. Okay, and then there is a hamza already, and then we say lam yu'ti. The yu'ti yai is also za'ida, is harf mudari', so it's also za'ida. 2 huruf za'ida cannot come in front of a letter. So it says فَهُذِفَتِ الْحَمْزَةُ وَجِيءَ بِالْيَاءِ. So in making the mudari, we have yu'ti. So he's asking that, why is it that this paragraph actually, what it's explaining is that we have the verb being a'ta. When you are making the mudari, you say yu'ti. You take off the hamza and bring the yai. Why did we take off the hamza in making the mudari? We took it off because the hamza is harf za'ida. And the alif, the yai of mudari we are bringing in is also harf za'ida. So we cannot keep 2 za'idatani in front of a verb. So we took off the alif and then we brought yai, then it becomes yu'ti, yu'ti. So in yu'ti, the hamza that was part of the verb is off. So it is not part of the root of the verb in the first place. Okay, so that was what happened before forming the command. Okay, fi'l amri laysa fihi ya'u mudari. And when forming fi'l amr, you can draw this map. Let's draw this map before we continue. There are some sort of here, so it might be a bit complicated. Write the original form of a'ta, the fi'l madi. You have a'ta. Then you form the mudari. You write yu'ti. You've taken off the hamza in a'ta and you've introduced yu'ti. Why? Why did you do that? Because the hamza that was part of a'ta is not part of the root. So you took it off and then you brought yu'ti. Okay, now you want to form command. In forming the command, we've said that you delete the harf mudari, that is the yai in front of it, you delete it. Okay, so we are going to delete it. We delete it and we have ain and ta. Says fi'l amr laysa fihi ya mudari. Fi'l amr does not have ya mudari. وَلِهَذَا جَاءَتِ الْحَمْزَةُ. And so we bring the Hamza. لما رأت الحمزة أن الياء ليست موجودة في الأمر جاءت. The Hamza that you took out from أعطى, when you are going to form the command, you take off this ya'i mudari and then you bring it back. The Hamza was not able to stay because ya'i that is coming is harf za'ida. And Hamza is also harf za'ida. So Hamza left for ya'i to take the place. And in forming the command does not also accept ya'i. So ya'i went away. And when Hamza realized that ya'i is no more there, originally it came to take its place. He says, لما رأت الحمزة أن الياء ليست موجودة في الأمر جاءت. It came. فقيل أعطي, and then it becomes أعطي فلانا. لكن لما جاءت ياء المضارعة طردت الحمزة. So when ya mudari comes, the Hamza leaves. When the Hamza realizes that ya is no more there, it comes back. Okay. لماذا? Why? قالت الياء. Ya said, أنا جئت لأدل على معنى. I came to indicate a meaning, to show that the verb is present tense. Okay. وأنت جئت لا لتدلين على معنى. And you, the Hamza, you didn't come to specifically show any meaning. The ya'i comes to show mudari, but the Hamza does not come to specifically give us any meaning. So he says, اذهبي فذهبت الحمزة. And so when ya'i came, he told Alif that your purpose there is not really important. I am coming to show that the verb is now mudari. So ya'i told Hamza, اذهبي فذهبت الحمزة. So Hamza went away. فلما كان الأمر ليس فيه ياء المضارعة. And when the command verb also does not have ya al-mudari, so it doesn't accept the ya al-mudari, جاءت الحمزة. Hamza came. وإلا فالقاعدة مضطردة. So if not, the qaida is still the same thing. You form your mudari, you take off the harf mudari, and then you have your amr. You have your fi'l amr. Says فالقاعدة مضطردة. مضطردة means بمعنى it is still is uniform, is in line. فالأمر مضارع مجزوم محذوف حرف المضارع. Says the command verb is فعل مضارع that is مجزوم and the حرف مضارع is deleted. والأمر يبنى على واحد من أربع: السكون والفتح الحذف حذف حرف الإلا حذف النون. Okay. قال الله تعالى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى. فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى. So remind if reminder benefits or for reminder benefits. ذكر مبني على السكون. واتقون يا أولي الألباب. اتقون مبني على حذف النون وأصلها اتقونني. So the ittaqun, the noon there is not the noon of yattaquna. That's not the noon. It's not the noon of the, when you form the plural, what it comes. It is the noon al-wiqaya. It says ittaqun mabniyun ala hazfin noon. Example he used here is a bit complicated but not too difficult to understand. When you want to tell somebody, a lot of people that fear me, you say ittaqunani. Like when you say yattaqunani, you want to say they fear me. They fear me. You say yattaqunani. Now, when you have yattaqunani and you take off the harf mudari, then you say ittaqunani. We've already said that when you are making the plural, the command verb from al-af'al al-khamsa, you delete the noon. So the first noon is the noon of the al-af'al al-khamsa. So you take it off and then you have ittaquni. And then in ittaquni also, the yai of at the end was deleted للتخفيف, to make pronunciation easy. Ittaqun. Ittaqun straight away. You don't need to say ittaquni. Okay. So that is how we come to get ittaquni. The yai has been deleted للتخفيف and the first noon was deleted because of the fi'l amr, if you have a verb from al-af'al al-khamsa, you delete the noon to form the command. And so this is how we came about it, takun. النون التي هي علامة الإعراب محذوفة. The noon that is the alama of i'rab has been deleted, as I explained. قال فاذهبا بآياتنا. So go with my proofs or my verses. اذهبا مبني على حذف النون والألف فاعل. اذهبا is فعل أمر مبني على حذف النون because it's يذهباني originally, and because يذهباني is also part of أفعال الخمسة, we took off the noon. Then we have اذهبا, and then in اذهبا the alif al-ithnain is the fa'il. Okay. فقولا له قولا لينا. قولا مبني على حذف النون والألف فاعل. Same thing. يقولان, and then we have قولا. The command was formed by deleting the noon because it's part of أفعال الخمسة. فإما ترين من البشر أحدا فقولي إني نذرت للرحمن صوما. قولي مبني على حذف النون والياء فاعل. So if the verb قولي, the command verb قولي, is مبني على حذف النون, we've deleted the noon from تقولين, أنت تقولين. We are talking to Sayyidah Maryam here. أنت تقولين. And then we have the harf mudari ta deleted. We have قولين. We are coming to form the amr, so we have to delete the noon. So we have قولي. Okay. And the yai is, of course, the pronoun referring to the fa'il, which is anti. إذن الأمر مبني على السكون. Then we get to know that فعل أمر is مبني على السكون أو الفتح أو فتح أو حذف حرف الإلا أو حذف حرف الإلا أو على حذف النون أو حذف النون. يكون مبنيا على حذف النون إذا كان من الأفعال الخمسة. It becomes فعل أمر becomes مبني على حذف النون if it is from the أفعال الخمسة. ويكون مبنيا على حذف حرف العلة إذا كان آخره حرف إلة. And it becomes مبني على حذف حرف العلة if the ending of the verb is a حرف إلة, is a weak letter. ويكون مبنيا على الفتح إذا كان متصلا به نون التوكيد. And it becomes مبني على الفتح if it is attached to نون التوكيد. ويكون مبنيا على السكون فيما عدا ذلك. And anything aside these three mentioned, it becomes مبني على السكون. Okay. You can refer to the بناء فعل الأمر in النحو الواضح, in the النحو الواضح lesson, and then you see something similar to this simplified. Okay. So this brings us to the end of this other lesson. Okay, let's read the فائدة. فائدة, he says, وفعل الأمر له فاعل يكون في الغالب ضميرا مستترا ويكون ظاهرا إذا أسند الفعل إلى ألف الاثنين واو الجماعة ياء المخاطبة مثل اكتبا اكتبا اكتبوا اكتبي. So he says فعل الأمر is فاعل, mostly is ضمير مستتر, becomes a hidden pronoun. ويكون ظاهرا إذا أسند الفعل إلى ألف الاثنين. And he says it becomes apparent at times when the fi'l is attached to alif al-ithnain or waw al-jama'a or ya al-mukhataba. Okay, so if you have a verb like dhahaba, dhahaba alone, we say that the fa'il of dhahaba is damir mustatir, is a hidden pronoun, wa taqdiruhu huwa. So it is hidden. You can't see, there is nothing of the fa'il shown. It is completely hidden. But if you have ذهب ذهب ذهب, now the alif that has come is alif al-ithnain. You have تذهبي تذهبين. The تذهبين, the ya there is ya al-mukhataba. Then you have يذهبون. The waw before the noon is waw al-jama'a. In this case, when the verb is attached to this alif, waw or yai, we say that those are the fa'il. The alif is the fa'il, the waw is the fa'il, the yai is the fa'il. They are the pronouns representing the fa'il. This brings us to the end of this lesson. Allahumma